Chapter 3. And he entered again into the synagogue, and a man was there who had a withered hand. And they watched him, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath, so that they might accuse him. And he said to the man who had the withered hand, "Come into the middle." Then he said to them, "Is it right on the Sabbaths to do good or to do evil, to save a life or to kill?" But they said nothing. And he looked around at them with anger. Being grieved at their hardness of heart, he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored as healthy as the other. And the Pharisees went out immediately and conspired with the Herodians about how to destroy him. And Jesus departed with his disciples to the sea, and a great multitude from Galilee and from Judea followed him, and from Jerusalem, and from Idumea, and from Jordan, and from Tyre and Sidon. A great multitude came to him, hearing of all that he was doing. And he told his disciples to have a boat waiting for him because of the crowd, so that he might not be pressed upon. For many were cured. Therefore everyone who had a plague threw themselves on him so that they might touch him. And when the unclean spirits saw him, they fell down at his feet and cried out, saying, "You are the Son of God." And he sternly rebuked them not to make him known. And he went up into a mountain, and called those he desired, and they came to him. And he appointed 12, which were with him, that he might also send them to preach. And he gave them authority to cure sickness and to cast out demons. And he gave Simon the name Peter, and upon James, the one of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, he laid the name Boanerges, which is sons of thunder, and Andrew, and Philip, and Bartholomew, and Matthew, and Thomas, and James, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, and Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. And they came to a house. And the crowd assembled again, so that they were not able to eat any bread. And when those of him heard this, they went to restrain him, for they said, "He is beside himself." And the scribes who came down from Jerusalem said, "He has Beelzebul, and so by the ruler of the demons he casts out demons." And calling them, he spoke in a parable to them. "How can Satan cast out Satan? But if a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house is divided, that house cannot stand. And if Satan has risen up against himself and is divided, he cannot stand, but his end has come. No one can enter into the strong one's house, plundering his goods, unless first the strong one is bound, and then his house may be plundered. I tell you for certain that every one of the sins of the sons of men will be forgiven, and blasphemies of whatever they shall have blasphemed. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit shall not have forgiveness forever, but is subject to eternal judgment. Because they said, "He has an unclean spirit." Then his brothers and mother came, and being outside sent to him, calling to him. And a crowd was sitting around him, and said to him, "Look, your mother and your brothers are outside seeking you." And he replied to them, saying, "Who are my mother and my brothers?" And looking around at those who sat around him, he said, "Behold, my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother."